My name is Crystal Jackson. I am a writer and mental health therapist, and I have had PMDD or premenstrual dysphoric disorder for the last 5 years. So I began noticing symptoms in the end of 2019, and initially I was having pretty major mood swings. It didn't feel like PMS. I had anxiety, depression, rejection sensitivity, some body dysmorphia. I would look in the mirror and not even feel like myself. Like I wouldn't even be able to really, truly recognize myself. And on top of that, I've developed really severe suicide ideation. So I ended up tracking my symptoms for a couple of months because I knew whatever was going on was new. This was a new experience for me. And it didn't take long. It took maybe 2 months to start to see a pattern emerge. And it would be like clockwork, 2 weeks of the month, before my menstrual cycle, and then 2 weeks that were fine, 2 weeks where I felt normal, 2 weeks where I felt happy, and 2 weeks where I felt like I was not going to make it, that I literally would not survive it. So part of PMDD also comes with impulse control issues. I had spiking levels of rage. I felt awful all of the time. And then I would have 2 weeks of so much normal that I would almost forget how bad it could be, and then it would start again. So it's very cyclical. And by tracking my moods and taking it to my gynecologist, I was able to get my diagnosis. So for the first year, I was treated with SSRIs, and it stabilized a lot of the mood issues. So the depression, the anxiety, the suicide ideation, for the most part, were managed. Very minor mood fluctuations. But I found that the fatigue, the body pain, the severe headaches, the brain fog, the memory loss, all of those issues continued and began to affect my job pretty severely. And I'd been a person who could work at all of these like higher levels and get all of my work done, help other people get their work done, had all of this energy, and I would have such heavy fatigue that an hour or two into my workday, I would say I have to stop, drop, and nap. It was that severe, and I work from home, so that's not possible. I have a flex schedule, but it became extremely debilitating because it wasn't like a nap that you enjoy. It was like my entire body would shut down. It was extremely painful, and the brain fog was terrible. So I was constantly forgetting things or making small mistakes I wouldn't normally make, and so I went back to the doctor and asked, what could they test? What could they find out about why I was getting increasingly worse? And they ended up putting me on a birth control because I am 42. So, I had started having symptoms right before I turned 38, and I'm in the perimenopause part of my life. So with my hormones fluctuating, the SSRI alone could not manage my symptoms. Now, there are a lot of treatments that a lot of different people use, and it really depends on your body. But for me, easily the worst symptoms were initially the depression, the anxiety, the suicide ideation. But then the brain fog and the fatigue were at a level I'd never experienced. And I'm a single parent. I know what tired is like, I know what fatigue is. And this was a whole different level of chronic fatigue. I have been on the combination of SSRI and birth control for the last year. And I feel mostly normal. My symptoms are primarily managed. But I never forget to take a moment and be grateful because I know how bad it was before and how bad it could be again. And I don't miss my medication. The symptoms aren't gone, they're just managed. And PMDD is so prevalent, and so many women don't even realize they have it. It is not PMS. This level of mood fluctuation and body fatigue is not normal. It's signs that you have PMDD.